Hi everyone, I'm Glenn Flair from Boardgames and Bourbon. Right now I'm going to compare Space, Valeria Card Kingdoms, and Machi Koro because they share the same dynamics. Now I'm not going to review how to play each game because I'm going to assume, at least with Machi Koro, you've had experience, and this is why you're watching this video. Now I will go into a little bit of detail about Space and Valeria Card Kingdoms. So, as you know, with, Machi Koro, the idea there is you're rolling a die. You have one number. You might benefit from it. The first person to win gets there. Now, some people think Valeria Card Kingdoms, like me, fixed Machi Koro, but Space just came out, and some people are saying that's a fix of Machi Koro. Now, I'm of the mindset that you can even fix Machi Koro by just not playing Machi Koro, okay? But I will tell you that Space and Valeria share a lot more DNA with each other than with Machi Koro, and I have my notes over here I'm going to read from and kind of compare the games on different qualities, okay? So first, the dice roll mechanics. If you don't know about Space and Valeria, okay, the die roll. So as a baseline, in Machi Koro, what happens is a player rolls a die. It produces one number. The person who rolled the die can sometimes manipulate that number, but you get one number. It might benefit you, it might not. And that's true whether it's your turn or not your turn, okay? Whereas in Valeria, when you roll the die, everyone benefits. Everyone, whether you have a related card or not, okay? This is great because one of the problems in Machi Koro was you could be just stuck with nothing happening turn after turn and you're getting hosed. Whereas in Valeria Card Kingdoms, you will always have something. You'll always gain a resource even if you don't have a card. Now, splitting that difference is Space, where you might get benefit from the rolls depending on what you've already purchased. However, on your turn, you will always get something because all the cards are always available to you, okay? So in that way, I can't really say either way is better, but definitely Space splits the difference. Okay, let's talk about the tidiness of the game, which is a big deal for me. Machi Koro, sometimes when you play Machi Koro, you can forget the synergies between the cards and you're looking to see how many wheat produce this. And that happens in Valeria as well, especially when you get domains, the domain triggers or something like this. So you're looking all over the place. It can really be a table hog. Space is also a table hog, but it's a very tidy table hog. You have this placard that everything is on, your scoring is right on it, it's nice and tidy. So as far as ease of play and ease of setup and tidiness, Space definitely wins that. In terms of variability, Machi Koro is a known element, okay, and there's really not that much going on. It's always the same thing, so I say nay to that. In Space, there's more variability in the box. There's ultimately more variability in Valeria, but you have to buy the expansions to get it, okay? In the box, Space has a ton of cards that may come out. You may get to them, you might not, because you're just kind of shuffling. In Valeria, you choose who you're putting on the board, so you have to buy expansions to get more choices, okay? Now, to that extent, so variability goes to Valeria, but to that extent, I can also say that the artwork on the cards, okay? It might sound great that the variability is in the box. It might sound good that you can have more, but you got to pay for it. Some people are fine with that. But within that variability, is it engaging? The artwork Valeria, by a landslide, is way better. Whereas Space looks like Star Realms, Valeria has its own world and very engrossing imagery. Okay, so now this takes us to the drama of the gameplay. Now, in Machi Koro, there's really no drama because if you're getting ahead, and usually the leader will win. Now, if you're playing Space, I love the drama in it because everything's so tidy and the scores are live scoring. You can see where other people are as you're playing, and you kind of get that tension of, oh man, I got to go for it. I got to pull the trigger. And that adds a nice little element, playing it well, playing it to win. Okay, do I do the smart choice or do I play to win? So Space to me makes you want to play to win when you see somebody's really getting ahead. Whereas in Valeria, there's a different kind of tension. You'll see people get victory points along the way, but there's more of a mystery to it, and you're wondering, and you're trying to maximize. The great thing about both those games is that the die roll keeps you engaged the whole time. So you are involved, and watching what other people do does raise the investment. But as far as the drama, all I can say is that there are different kinds of dramas in the game, okay? The scoring conditions, okay, well, both are, who has the most points. Space Base has a fixed point of having 40 points, whereas Valeria is simply who has the most at the end. There are more paths to victory in Valeria because you might do it by hoarding money or killing monsters or getting domains. You don't know, and it's kind of predicated upon who your duke is. So there's more of a feeling like it's a unique pathway you're choosing each time, and you're kind of developing your strategy as you go. Whereas in Space Base, all the information's on the table, and second by second, you're kind of developing your tactic, to move forward through the game, and you have to mitigate every circumstance depending on what's available to you. So they're two slightly different feels, two different ways to scoring. I can't really say either is better. I might say Valeria by a hair is better. Now, as far as the immersion, it kind of gets to that character thing, Space Base is very much just straight numbers. You're saying, okay, what will benefit me and get me to 40? This will manipulate that. That will do that. Whereas in Valeria, you're like, oh, you have these people, and you do see you're battling through the dungeon of the animals, getting to the boss king, and you reap the reward of that. So the characters of it bring it to life a little bit more than just seeing pictures of machinery. So I would say the immersion is more in Valeria. However, the gameplay is just engaging because it does boil down to numbers a lot of the time and counting points and looking around. And that is so strong in both of those games. That's like 95% of the game. So it's really neither here nor there. They're kind of tied in that, but those are different parts of it. Okay. So now ultimately, what's the difference between these games if you're deciding on one? What I got to say is there's a lot of overlap between Space Base and Valeria. They are not necessarily the same game. You'll not want to play one and then play the next. It's going to be too similar. It might just boil down to what theme you like. Do you like fantasy themes? Do you like technical, outer space themes? But it is very easy for both of those themes to disappear in the background as you're figuring out calculations, okay? Both of them very well replace Machi Koro. That is not in doubt. Okay, but anyway, those are some of the differences and similarities. I hope that helps you make up your mind. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.